Guys, I just wanted to do a quick little update here. There's a shit ton of construction that's been going on outside my apartment for the past few weeks, and before it gets really loud, I kind of want to get this update into you guys. But yeah, I don't have a Best Buy anymore, and then I'm living at home, and then in the city where I live, there's not really any around here unless you want to travel outside the city, and I don't have my car because it's an extra $100 living where I live to have your car here. And plus, it's kind of dangerous to keep your car in any city, for that matter. But anyway, like I made it to a Best Buy last weekend, and I managed to pick up a few movies that I've been wanting to pick up, and I got them for really good prices. But anyway, it's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and I've always had the DVD and could never find the Blu-ray until I saw it at Best Buy for $5. Shaun of the Dead, man. Love Shaun of the Dead. The next one is a movie that I don't think a lot of people saw in 2015, which sucks, but it is kind of a brutal movie, and I understand the direction they went with the on-demand release and straight to Blu-ray release. But this is Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins in one of the most underrated performances of the year, I think, in Bone Tomahawk, man. This is a Western by a first-time director about cannibals. You start out with this awesome scene with Sid Haig and David Arquette, and instantly, like, you're fuck yeah, like, at least I was. Yeah, this is really great. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. I highly recommend it. And then the next movie is a movie that I kind of want to do a little mini review for here, and that is Bernard Rose, who directed The Candyman, which is a movie that to this day scares the shit out of me. He made this movie called Frankenstein, and it's a modern day, really unique, really interesting retelling of the Frankenstein mythos. And I mean, it's got a really great cast. Tony Todd gives an amazing performance as this like hobo who takes Adam here, who's not called Frankenstein, his name is Adam, under his wing and really kind of guides him in society and teaches him a lot of things about being human. And I really thought that Tony Todd, he's like blind in this movie, and he does like jazz, and he's homeless, and he's a big drinker, and just a really great part for him. And also we have Carrie-Ann Moss, who to this day is such a babe, and Danny Huston and Xavier Samuel, who plays Adam, who I think in the next few years, keep an eye out for him because he really does an amazing job in here. He carries the movie really well. The entire cast, I think, carry the movie. They have their fair share of weight. And then there's a young lady in here. She plays like the hooker with the heart of gold, who her part shouldn't have a whole lot of scenes, but for the scenes that she's in, she was really good too. And like, I've never heard of her, never seen her in a movie before. So yeah, quite the ensemble here. But it's basically, it's not like it's a modern day retelling. And it's not like sewing body parts together and stuff. He's an artificial human created in the basement of Dr. Victor Frankenstein, played by Danny Huston, and his wife, played by Carrie-Ann Moss. And they create this artificial human, and they're really excited that they did it. And they think that, you know, through his creation, they can advance the medical world in a way that it's, you know, never been before. And you know, he proves to be a defective experiment, so they go to put him down. And he's born as like a 27-year-old man, but he's like a baby. He has the mentality of a newborn child. And Carrie-Ann Moss really kind of grows attached to him, and when they go to put him down, she's upset about it. And then he ends up managing to escape, and he kills a lot of people to escape. And he really only knows killing. He doesn't know anything about the human race. He knows that he loves Carrie-Ann Moss, who's his mother, and he escapes, and there he goes into society, and only knowing how to kill, he does a lot of things that get him into some trouble. And there's a lot of iconic imagery and a lot of iconic scenes from original Frankenstein movies that everybody knows and loves, particularly the original Frankenstein movie with Boris Karloff, and those are recreated in here, and I really love that. And I want to say this, I want to give this movie like a 5.5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10, because it's not really that good, but like when I saw it and I couldn't get it off my mind, and then I watched it again and I appreciated it a bit more. Not a movie that I would recommend blind buying, not a movie that I'm probably going to rewatch a whole lot. Definitely one every October I'll watch. But yeah, it's just a really fascinating movie, a really really good attempt at retelling this story. But Bernard Rose is no dummy. I mean, like, I've never read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, so if this is a direct, honest to God adaptation of that, let me know if you've read the book, because I haven't, and I had problems with this movie that might be in the book that he put in here, and it's like, oh no, like, that's what happens. So and then I don't know if he was going for the Baz Luhrmann thing where with Romeo plus Juliet, where it's like everything's the same, the dialogue, the characters, the name, everything's just the same, only it's modern day. I don't know if he was doing that with this either. I was just really confused, because like the cops are barbaric and horrible and do terrible things that no cop could get away with today. And I don't know, because it's like a small town, they can get away with what they do to him, and like he's obviously very mentally ill, and they just treat him like a monster, but I guess that's the whole fucking point. And then Carrie-Ann Moss's character kind of, once they take him into the jail and they have him in a straitjacket and he's all beaten and fucked up and stuff, she kind of goes there because they call her, and she looks at him and then leaves. And she's just like, piss on him. Wasn't sure about that. Then there's a death at the end of this movie that is completely ridiculous. I mean, and I mean that in a bad way. I mean, this death scene is really bad, but it was just kind of absurd for me. I couldn't believe how it kind of played out. But yeah, not a whole lot of character development between the two, Carrie-Ann Moss and Danny Huston's characters. The main focus is really on Adam and Tony Todd's character, and then it moves on from there, and it goes kind of full circle. But I don't know, it was really, really an interesting film. It's really worth checking out, and those are my thoughts on it, guys. If you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know about this compared to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which like I said, I've never read. Bone Tomahawk, let me know about that. Shaun of the Dead, I know that everybody's already seen that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.